to the second video of AppDev iOS tutorial series, and this is also the first video for Git basics. And in this video, I will show you how to use Git as a version control tool. So basically how to use Git vertically, and also by the way, I will also show you some bash commands you can use in terminal. So the first thing is to create a local Git repository, and to do that we first have to create a folder. So to create a folder in terminal, just type in mkdir make directory and the folder name, so then play, and to navigate into the folder type cd and the folder name and enter. So and type ls to list all of the items in the current folder, which is empty right now. And we can use touch command to create a empty file. We will just name it when.txt. And we can use vi. So vim is a text editor embedded in terminal. So to call it, just type vi and file name and hit enter, and you will enter vim, and we can just randomly type in some message here. So okay, and use cat command to actually see, to print out the content of this file. So this is some content. Okay, so far these are all bash commands. In order to initialize this folder into a Git repository, we used command git init. So it says initialize empty Git repository in this folder, basically. Let us do ls again. We can still see like we only have this text file here. So what actually changed in this folder? So type ls-a, then we can see all of the hidden folders and files in the current folder, and you can see there's a .git hidden folder here, and let's see what is inside it. So now you can see there are like a bunch of Git stuff. So Git basically keeps all of its housekeeping and records stuff inside this folder, and if you delete this folder here, like this play folder will just return back to a normal folder. It won't be a Git repository anymore. Okay, so use clear command to clear the screen. Yeah. So the next thing is git add. So actually, I'll show you how to use git status first. So type git status. Now you can see the current status of this git folder, and we can see that we have one untracked file, one.txt. So in order to track it, just type git add and the file name, and then do a git status again. And now you can see the file name turned green. Okay, so we have tracked this file. Next step is to commit it. So type git commit and -m. So m means message, and let's just type in some useful message for this commit. For example, like our first commit. So the message is required for every commit, because in the future you won't actually remember what each commit is doing. So you will have to use your messages to remind yourself what these commits were actually doing. Okay, so we have committed, and one file change, one insertion. Okay, so you can understand commits in Git as saving points in games. So some games allows you to save your current progress in some places, and then you can go to some dangerous place and fight some dangerous monsters. And if you die, you can go back to your saving point and start over again. This is what basically Git Commit allows you to do. So if someday you messed up your code and just make your whole project break down, you can always go back to one of your past commit points, and your whole project will just like suddenly convert back to history. Yeah, so this is super convenient. In order to actually see the list of past commits, just type git log, and now you can see we have one record here. So this is the commit we just did, and yeah. So let's just create some other files. So I'll use down and up arrow key to actually fetch the commands you have just typed. So we have created two more files here, and now do a git status. We have two untracked files, and the git add, and use dash capital A to add all of the untracked files, and do a commit, and this is our second commit. Okay, now do a git log. So we have two saving points now. Okay, so yeah, in order to actually jump back to your past commit points, we can use the command called git reset. And git reset requires you to actually type in this long unique ID for your commit point. Or actually, you can just type in the first 7 characters. That is the shorter version of this unique ID, but I mean either way is fine. So just type git reset and the ID or hash for this commit point and hit enter. And now do a list. Oh yeah, so you can see 2 and 3 is still here, but when we do git log, only our first commit point is here. And when we do git status, you can see that 2 and 3 are have become untracked right now. So this is because git reset have different options. You can set the mode to be hard or soft or mixed. So the default is mixed. So it's like you have jumped back to past commit point, but the changes you have done so far are still kept in your folder, but they are untracked. So basically you can abandon them very conveniently. So let's see. Yeah, and if you set reset to be hard, then not only you will jump back to this past commit point, but also all of the changes you did will just disappear. So let's see how to. Oh, yeah. Actually, I can show you right now. So git reset -- hard, and then let's basically paste this ID again, and okay. So now our head is at our first commit, and now let's type a list. Why? Git status. Oh, I think it's probably no use when you are already here. So yeah, let me add these back. Oh, okay, so git log. So this time when we do a git reset, okay, good. So now you can see the 2 and 3.txt just disappeared. Yeah. And then our like second commit also disappeared. So what if like I regretted that I did this reset stuff? Like, what if I just type in the commit accidentally and I actually want to jump back to future commits? So in your local folder, there is a way to do this. So just type git reflog. Oh, sorry, git reflog. Then you will be able to see all of the changes you have done in your local folder. So basically, the thing I want to do, yeah, I want to jump back to this commit too. So yeah, this is a shorter version of this hash I just mentioned. So just copy this and do a git reset and then type in this hash. And okay, so we have come back to this two commits. Let's do oh yeah, these changes we did is still here, so it kind of recorded our changes, so we deleted 2 and 3, but we can use Git Stash to actually just get rid of these changes. So actually we have to add these changes first. So git add all and do a git stash. So now we have just told Git to just ignore the current changes and put those changes like in a corner. We might throw them away, we might use them in the future, we don't know, but just like ignore them for now. Okay, so let's do a list now. Now you can see like our 1, 2, 3 is back. Yeah, and also just to check what is currently in our stash, do a git stash list. Okay, so we have like one record in our stash list. To throw it away, just do a git drop, and it will drop the latest record in our stash. To apply the changes, do a git apply, or we can do a git pop. So if we do a git pop, we will apply this change first and then throw it away. So it is basically the combination of apply and drop. Okay, so one thing about this reflog, this is something private to our local folder. So in the future, when you actually push your stuff to your GitHub account or to any other like remote folder, you won't be able to push your reflog along with your other files. Yeah, so you can only jump back to your future commit points in your local folder. So in this sense, git reset is a pretty destructive way to go back to your history. So actually there is a command called git revert, which is a not so destructive way to go back to your history. And you can just look it up yourself on the internet, and it's pretty easy to understand. Okay, so that's so much for the vertical version of Git, and in next video I will teach you how to use Git horizontally. So you will see like how to create branches in Git and to jump back and forth between branches, and this all those kind of fancy stuff.